fall for you. Ain't none of y'all chiller than our crew. We carry guns now and sport them through the chains, stealing from each other while we slang that cane. Your mama got a bad behind.
This is Bill Cosby coming at you with lots of guns. If you're not careful, you get busted in the head before it's done. Hey, hey, hey.
Mama got a fat behind.
Hey, Joe, you play like a bitch today.
Huh?
My daddy said you're an overpaid sack of shit.
Fuck you and your daddy, bitch. Give me that goddamn coat.
Ah, fuck off.
Have a Coke and a smile. Now, I have a quick question, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a real question. And I need to know it. As you can see, I am a robust man. And I drink 6 Coca-Colas every day fresh out the can. I need to know this, and I need to know this now. Now it's getting to a point when I drink those Cokes. Every time I drink, I feel a slight tightness in my chest. Well, let me stop lying. It wasn't a slight. It was slight in the beginning, but now it's getting tighter and tighter. Can anybody let me know what that means? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. I see some people already in the chat. Thank y'all so much. What you need to do. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. If you don't smash that like button, and if you don't smash it quickly, I'm going to introduce you to my cousin. Here he goes. Get those lights up. I want 50 likes. Matter of fact, I want 100, but I deal with 50. Get those lights up. I said, we got brother man up in here. What up, brother man? We got some dope topics for you tonight. You gonna want to watch this stream, best believe. We got my boy Derby up in here, Derby Entertainment. Hey, Derby, I always thought that was dope. Hold on, dang, where I'm at? I always thought this was dope right there. Can you make me one? Thank you so much. Haven't heard Fat Albert in a while, so thanks. Not the original version, but it's all good. I was so jealous of that white boy in the Mean Gene Green commercial when I was a kid. Steeler fan all day, every day. Man, he threw him that jersey at the end of the commercial. A2D2, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. One of the greatest moderators. No, it's a man. Thank you so much. Brother, man, I appreciate you being a member, too. Matter of fact, man. Thank you for the love. This is what happens when you become a member of the Fatal James Gunn.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you in store for a show. Now, this is the topic of tonight. This topic right here says you are not a Superman fan if you want DCU to fail. If you're not familiar with the DCU, that's James Gunn new DC Comics live action films that's going on. Not the DCEU that was under Zack Snyder's supervision, but now it's under James Gunn's supervision. And there's a lot of people out there mad at James Gunn because he's not doing the Zack Snyder way. They feel like he took Zack Snyder's job, and that's just simply not the case. I'm a Zack Snyder fan, and I can tell you, the money wasn't there. Nobody was showing up support, and I don't care what anybody says. They wasn't showing support. When the Black Adam movie came out, everybody screaming, Henry Cavill this, Henry Cavill that. And guess what happened? They didn't show up to the movie theaters. So what that told Warner, y'all don't want Henry Cavill. So this is why I got this topic. because I got a tweet, or excuse me, an X post that kind of went viral this week. And I said, you know what, this would be a pretty good topic. So this is what we're going to show. This right here, I want y'all to check this out. Let me change my background too, because you know I got to be flashy. You know what I mean? Got to have things feeling right, you know. Let's do the stars, you know. So this was the post right here that made people go nuts on your boy Fatal J. This is what it says. It says, can we keep it real? And I was really asking an honest question. Can we keep it real? I'm a Snyder fan, but I'm also a Superman fan. And I think cultists, Snyder cultists. Now, listen to what I said before you think I betrayed Zack Snyder. I started out with saying I'm a Snyder fan, but I'm also a Superman fan. And I think cultists are not even Superman fans. Why would you want a Superman film to fail if you are a DC fan? Now, right now, I'm at 803 likes, and I'm about to hit that 100K mark on views. I didn't post this to make money, but this baby is supposed to make some money on X. Hey, man, I put that blue hashtag, that blue check mark next to my name. What can I say? I got vanity issues going on. But this is what I'm saying out here. When it comes to Zack Snyder, people are not looking within themselves and realizing that the fans got what they wanted. We got what we wanted. But let me just blow myself up and really speak to the people. But we got greedy. We fought hard for Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then we got greedy. We started asking for the Ayer cut. The Ayer cut. If you're not familiar with Ayer cut, that's David Ayer's Suicide Squad cut that exists. People have seen it. They said it was dope. We got greedy with that, wanting to see that, because that's in the Zack Snyder universe. We got greedy, wanting to see. We asked for 3 more movies. The Ayer cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, and Zack Snyder's Justice League 3. Let's add all those up together. Let's even take away Ayer cut. Bro, you spending almost, what? 200, 300 million easily at the least. Especially with all the Justice League members, their rates are going up. The CGI and the promotion and the marketing that you have to put up. But then on top of that, the general audience don't care about that no more. What hurt the Justice League cast? It wasn't Zack Snyder. It was what Warner Brothers did to them. That Josh Whedon cut, even though that still was a Zack Snyder movie, that was a Josh Whedon cut of a Zack Snyder movie. And that was it. They was finished after that. No interest. They tried to make it like Avengers. It was over. You know? I know I'm not. Am I preaching to the choir? My face, look, I kind of ashy, but I know what it is. And my wife, she be rubbing against me, trying to mark her territory. And it be leaving stuff on me like makeup and stuff. She do that on purpose. So other women know, you know, Fatal J is with somebody, you know. It's what animals do, you know. Mark their territory. 19K Fox, what up, my boy? I'm glad you're here. Speak that video game talk, my guy. I'm glad you're here. They need to pick someone and stick to it, not keeping changing characters like baby diapers. Superman is not just Snyder. But let's check this out. And I agree. Great post, brother man. Superman is not just Snyder. This character is the first superhero. But you have a lot of people in the cult movement that think it started with Snyder. I can honestly believe that there's people out there that think it started with Zack Snyder. I'm going to prove that point in this post. Let's check this post out right here, man. Let's just go through, and we're going to read some things from people. What you're saying is like, why would a Star Wars fan not support the sequel trilogy and Acolytes? And I wrote, that's a terrible analogy. Superman is rooted in comics. Star Wars is rooted in just movies. Then he replied, yes, and this movie does not actually follow any Superman comic runs. It just borrows a character team from here and there and mushes them all together. Fatal J responds, you mean the same thing Zack Snyder did for Man of Steel, BBS, and Justice League? He disappears. So if you like the Nolan films, you also need to love Batman and Robin, or you are not a Batman fan. How did they get that from that? I specifically told these freakers, it's people out there that want this Superman movie to fail. Listen, when it comes to this Superman film, if this movie does bad, it's over for DC. This is like literally the last chance. Warner is not looking good in these streets right now. Now, do I believe Warner will crumble as a company? No, but they in bad shape right now. DC will be in bad shape if this movie don't work out. Why would you not want to see Superman no more? And when you look at Henry Cavill, Marco with a C came out with an excellent post. Marco with a C, I hope you don't mind, but this post was pretty funny, and I try not to laugh. This is the post right here. So Mark with a C says, okay, let's keep it 100, folks. Now, hold on. Let me hit my Mark with a C voice. Okay. Let's keep it 100, folks. Feel how you want to feel about James Gunn. I'm not saying Cavill looks bad here, like some people. But you got to admit, as far as Superman goes, he's hit the wall. He's aged out. He's a conspicuously handsome family man. But the tights are over, yes. Now look at my boy Cavill. Man, he look like one of them dudes that live down your block. And when you see him out in the lawn, he keep giving you that look. And you like, why he keep looking at me? And then you finally realize he's that dude that watched the hub all day. You know what I mean? He don't look the same no more. Am I going in too hard on Cavill? And then somebody said it was so funny. I saw this post. This dude was wrong for this. He said, the problem is that receding hairline. Now, we're not going to front in these streets. I want you to see my boy hairline. Henry Cavill hairline is a beast right now. And we can even take it back to the other movie he did. Let's just peep game. I'm going to show you guys the hairline, and y'all going to think I'm tripping. I'm going to show y'all the hairline. The hairline is going through it. You know, we need Superman with a head full of hair. I'm going to show you guys, you know. What's that movie here? Henry Cavill, flat top. He had a flat top in this movie. That hairline was atrocious. I got it. I promise you I got it. Let's check it out right here. This that Henry Cavill hairline. This ain't it for my boy. This ain't it for my boy. This ain't it for my boy. Get that hairline. That's not Superman anymore. And let me tell you something. I adore Cavill as Superman. Do I believe Cavill should have been switched? No. But when it comes to this David Corn Sweat, I believe Corn Sweat is going to be the truth. And we're going to check out the trailer tonight. You know? And we're going to dissect it. We're going to check things out, you know? You need to pick someone to stick to it and keep changing characters like baby diapers. Superman is not just Snyder. Superman is all of these things, all in one. It amazes me how ridiculous people can be. I agree. Laugh Out Loud, I just posted with my band's page. This is Enosh Poindexter Lounge. What up, Enosh, man? It's been a long time, bro. It's been a long time. I'm glad you're here, man. Why you change your name? Why you awake in Vegas? You live in Vegas now? But yeah, man, Enosh, I know you understand this, man. Cavill had his run. But Superman goes way back than Cavill, man. I mean, he even go back than Christopher Reeves. I forgot the actor name. I can't believe I forgot his name live on camera. But the black and white Superman, it goes all the way back. That's tradition. It just goes all the way back. You know? Christopher Reeve had an accident and was in a wheelchair and still considered Superman, just couldn't act fully afterwards. Yeah, man, I definitely agree with that. Let's check out this trailer right here, man. We're going to check out this trailer. Because a lot of people said this trailer was trash. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. I thought this is gonna finally be like the one to shut everybody up. But I truly believe like these cults, the cult dudes, they like this stuff. They think it look dope. They just don't want to admit it to themselves. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna check out this trailer. We're gonna speak about it a little bit. Then we're gonna go in. There ain't no way, no how y'all thought this was trash. It was only one part where I could see people thought it was trash. But we can check it out right here. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. I know y'all seen this, but we're gonna watch it together. We're gonna watch this together. Just listen to the sound of the impact, man. It sounds so good. Now, if you're not familiar with All-Star Superman, Superman is pretty much turning into a human in this comic book. He's losing his powers. The sun is doing two things to him. It's giving him a temporary boost of power, and then at the same time, it's poisoning them. It's overloading his cells. The reason why this is happening, because it was a trick of Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is the sole reason of what is going on. But if people read comic books, they will see that James Gunn is killing this right now. We never seen Superman jacked up like this ever. James Gunn is trying to do something different. Look at the colors, man. I could tell this is post-production. But everything is bright, you know? And me looking back at Snyder, me going back and just looking at Snyder, the suit looked dope, but everything was dark. And when you really just go back and look at Man of Steel, and don't get me wrong, Man of Steel to this day is my favorite superhero film, but it got a lot of dark undertones with mentioning of hope, you know? But I think it's so important to get Superman's suit right. Now, do I totally love this suit? No. But at the same time, the colors is what pop out. Let's continue. Now, people don't understand this. The cultures don't understand this. But this is what's going to draw the families in. This is what's going to make the money. This is what's going to push James Gunn, Superman, to $1 billion. This is what's going to push it to $1 billion. Now, people was mad at this part. They were going crazy at this part. They was going nuts at this part, okay? I was even stunned by this part, okay? But now looking back at it, you got to understand James Gunn wanted it all. He want everybody to come to this. I'm supposed to show y'all something. I'm supposed to go to Twitter and I'm supposed to go to the AI, and I'm supposed to ask AI this. In the last 5 years, what movies hit $1 billion in the box office? I'm supposed to show y'all a point I'm trying to make. And we're going to study this together. We're going to go back to this trailer. I just want y'all to see something. So this is what AI had to say. This is what it says. Here's a list of the movies that have grossed over $1 billion at the worldwide box office in the last 5 years. I want to see if y'all can see something in common. From April 9, 2020 to April 9, 2025, based on available data to the current date, since my knowledge is continuously updated, but specific box office figures beyond late 2023 may rely on trends and reports. I include confirmed billion-dollar films and note where 2024, 2025 data is projected or incomplete. So this is the movies that hit $1 billion. Spider-Man No Way Home, Top Gun Maverick, Avatar: The Way of Water, Jurassic World Dominion, the Superman Brothers movie. Can somebody in the chat let me know what all these movies have in common? Barbie, Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, Moana 2. What do all these movies have in common? What do all these movies have in common? Make sure to smash that like button too. Because if you don't smash that like button, you can meet my cousin. Let me introduce you to my cousin for the people who refuse to smash like. This is my cousin right here. Cousin, go get him. Y'all see my cousin? Now let's get back to it. All what these movies have in common is they all family films. Okay? Spider-Man No Way Home, family film. Top Gun Maverick, not too much, but I still say family film. Avatar: The Way of the Water, family film. Jurassic World Dominion, family film. The Superman Mario Brothers movie, family film. Barbie, family film. Inside Out 2, family film. Deadpool and Wolverine, that's not a family film, but it's, y'all see the correlation. Moana 2, family film, man. So that's why we got this dog in it. Even though this dog might be a little annoying, that's why we got this dog in this joint, you know? That's why we got the dog in this joint. So let's get back to it. 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 All right, here we go. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
Take me home. Home.
I even like the sound of the dog, man.
Stop.
This is the part where the kids are supposed to laugh.
Stop. No. Crypto. Crypto. Take me home. Home. Crypto. Home.
I keep telling everybody, and they don't believe me. This dog is going to be big. And I keep hearing out there that this dog is going to die. I keep hearing that. Ladies and gentlemen. Most definitely, brother man, kid friendly. Marvel DC barely put out films during the year in recent times. Kid friendly. It's kid friendly. This is kid friendly. Think about Superman Returns before Henry Cavill got into it. Wasn't really kid friendly. Look at Man of Steel. Man of Steel was not kid friendly. James Gunn understand the game. It got to be kid friendly. Let's continue. And if that's a CGI dog, that's crazy. That's crazy how real that looks. And again, coming out the ground, that's killing it, because that's how he hiding. Killing it. Now, if you don't understand All-Star Superman, you're not going to understand why it's robots in the solitude, the Fortress of Solitude. Okay? It's the same thing, man. James Gunn is literally taking this joint out the comic books, and people not understanding that. You know? Watch this. Robots, All-Star Superman comic. It's the same thing. I'm going to pull it up so y'all can see. Because I know y'all don't believe your boy Fatal J. Y'all never do. Check this out right here. Boom. Boom. Capes and everything. James Gunn killed it. Has to be another dimension since Earth scanners never pick up its location. What you talking about, brother, man? Not too sure what you're talking about. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, man. You got to give this movie a chance, man, because people are really tripping out there, man. And the cult, I guess maybe it's just me. I'm going to have to get off the internet for a while because I'll be reading this stuff on Twitter. I'll be scrolling. And I'm like, these motherfuckers here, either they stupid or they got a real hatred for somebody. But it can't be that they fans of Superman. It's no way, man. We got to have DC doing good because at the end of the day, if they don't do good, Marvel gonna capitalize and these films gonna forever be trash. They'll always be garbage. You know? Next topic, though. We just go to the next topic. Did you guys see this right here? This is very interesting. Let's check this out right here. By your boy James Gunn and the greatest artist of all time, comic book artist, Jim Lee. Let's check this out right here. It says right here.
4 years old.
It says, Jim Lee and I, this is James Gunn talking. Let me try to sound like James Gunn. Jim Lee and I saw the original Superman in the same theater where we grew up in St. Louis. Share your Superman story in the comments and join us and celebrate hashtag Superman Day on April 18th and grab your S Shield T. I'm getting one of them S Shield T, but this is crazy right here. Because watch this, okay? He telling people, James Gunn is telling people to share their experience. I promise you, it's a cult member in the comments. I promise you. I can almost bet $10,000 on it that it's going to be a cult member in the comments. If you want to bet against me, let's bet right now. They say black people always got to add that last part. Let's see if it's a cult member. Let's continue. Let's see. So far, Superman the movie was the second superhero movie I ever saw as a child. Okay, that's clean. Suppressing. Second comment. Suppressing Henry Cavill. What do that have to do with him asking you what was the first Superman movie you seen in theaters? It's always the cult. Let's continue. This man giving you peace. Share your Superman story in the comments and join us celebrating Superman Day on April 18th. Then you got the cult member right here, suppressing Henry Cavill. What do they got to do with anything? Let's see if we got some more cult people. So James Gunn is a Nepo baby. Should have knew it. What do they got to do with the polls? See, this is what I don't understand. It's what I don't get. Never got this. If you hate this man so much, if you hate what he's doing so much, why do you care? Let's see if it's a more cult. Man of Steel moved me so much is where it began. I got my first impression. Okay, that person was being positive about Man of Steel. Let's see if it's some more cult members in here. If Batman 2 is canceled because of you, you go F yourself. What? These people are stupid. When I see posts like this, I really want this movie to blow everything out the water so these people can just disappear. And the Batman was trash. That movie was trash. You seriously hyped about Batman Part 2. Let's see if we can find some more cult. I promise you it's more. Anything James Gunn posts, they got to say something about it. And that's pretty cool that James Gunn. I didn't know James Gunn and Jim Lee was from St. Louis. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Let's continue. This dude right here named Superman talking about no thanks. They idiots, man. I don't care. Charlie Holcomb is the best Superman ever. Okay, that's positive. But I mean, they kill me in every James Gunn post. But let's watch this right here. Let's check this out. It's like
true. You that we had to. I'm sure the same is true. You that we had that we were true to the comics first.
Absolutely. Oh no, actually, you know what? I was like 3-4 years old.
We got
the animated show that Max Fleischer directed.
Oh wow!
So I was born in Seoul, South Korea, and I remember watching the Superman cartoons.
All right, forgive me. Let me quit talking. Let's start it again.
I'm sure the same is true. You that we had that we were true to the comics first.
Absolutely. Oh no, actually, you know what? I was like 3-4 years old. The animated show that Max Fleischer directed.
Oh wow!
So I was born in Seoul, South Korea,
tight.
and I remember watching the Superman cartoons in black and white.
Oh my
back
gosh!
as a little kid, I connected with Superman. It was very aspirational for me as a kid.
For me, it was definitely the comics.
Right.
Which then led me to the George Reeves Superman. My dad
George really loved the Superman movie. That brought another level to it. That was pretty cool.
We both grew up in St. Louis. I think we probably watched the same block of content in the afternoon after school.
The weirder thing that maybe people don't know is that we saw Superman in the same theater when it opened up.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to think.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's just weird how our paths may have crossed.
There's an iconic quality to Superman.
He's the fastest. He is the most powerful superhero there is.
Yes. Man, that's crazy. It's like the stars is aligning. Jim Lee, James Gunn, bro from St. Louis, and I'm getting me that shirt because they did promotion the right way. That's what I'm talking about. I'm getting me one of them shirts. I already got the Zack Snyder's S symbol, but I got to rep that shirt because they got the love. Jim Lee, man, one of the greatest comic book artists. I ain't gonna even say one of the greatest. The greatest comic book artist they ever lived, and you can tell he still got the passion for this stuff. Watch Hermione and them, they weren't really trying to rock with Jim Lee like that. Zack Snyder was rocking with Jim Lee like that. And Zack Snyder was rocking with Jim Lee like that because he got the love. James Gunn got that same passion, man. He loved writing. Man, I just don't understand it. My first Superman experience was the Christopher Reeves joints. That was my first experience with Superman. I seen all three. He was the living embodiment of Superman. But it's time to pass that torch. Christopher Reeves, it's time to pass that. It's time. Christopher Reeves will want to pass that torch, you know? Let me see what y'all saying. I feel like the TV series of Batman with Adam West and early version of TV show Superman. Only Superman theater started with Christopher Reeves Superman. George Reeves is not the first Superman, by the way. Really? Let's check it out then. What was the first Superman live action? Oh, you right, my boy. You right. Kirk Allen. And that's what I'm saying, man. Kirk Allen. Let me pull this picture up. Kirk Allen. This stuff goes back, man. Look how many people played Superman. Look how many people played him, bro. Look how many people played Superman. It's just not gonna stop at Cavill. And that's what the cult members don't understand. It don't stop at Cavill. It don't stop at Cavill. It keeps going. That shield means something. That shield means hope. And you pass on that hope. You don't hold it and be selfless. Y'all just don't get the game, you know? Sure. But let's continue to some more news, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much. Make sure to smash that like button. I really appreciate y'all for coming to the Fatal J Show. That's what we do. We got a trailer out here. The James Gunn. We got a lot of James Gunn exclusives on the Fatal J Show. This right here, James Gunn. Counting the days until peace on earth. I just finished the DI and Mix on the season premiere yesterday, and wow, it was one of my favorite things ever. DC Studio hashtag Peacemaker Season 2 coming soon. Only on stream and on Max. Let's check it out. I think it's only like 3 seconds.
You're a superhero now.
Now, I will admit that I've seen bits and pieces of Peacemaker. And besides the sus stuff that I saw in there, and trust me, I saw a lot of sus stuff in there, it was pretty good. Pretty good show. So I might give this a try. You know, when I finish off my other shows, pause, you know. But it was a pretty good show. Very good. Very good stuff. Let's continue. I saw something real interesting. I saw a real interesting post. I want you guys to see this. This is real interesting to me. I seen this right here. And shout out to my boy Slive, because I want to focus on what he got to say. But the Sin House, they posted this. They said the first 3 projects in the DCU are all written by James Gunn. Creature Commandos, Superman, and Peacemaker Season 2. Now, I'm not going to focus on the cult, but shout out to my boy Slave Free Talk. This is what he had to say. Great explanation. And y'all make sure to subscribe to his channel. He said, I can easily explain why this happened to you so you have an understanding and context instead of just running with the asinine narratives. Is this dude Sin House shooting slugs at James Gunn? Hold on, let me look real quick. Is he shooting slugs? I was told you not to. Okay, I'm not sure he's shooting slugs. I think he was just posting those. I think he was. Oh, they was shooting slugs. Let me go back. So the Sin House wrote, I'm sorry, but this is just too funny. He's literally doing everything. Well, let's read. Let's read what Slav had to say. So this is what Slav had to say. And I'm not sure my screen is showing. Okay, it is. I can easily explain why this happened to you, so you have an understanding context instead of just running with the asinine narratives. Peacemaker Season 2 and Creature Commandos were both deep in development prior to Gunn and Safran being hired to run DC Studios. Because Peacemaker was such a hit and he was able to adjust the content to fit the new narrative of the upcoming DCU, as well as needing content for the universe, Gunn and Safran decided to ship into the DCU. Creature Commandos was not officially greenlit until he was in charge at DC Studios, but he had the scripts basically completed. He just needed to find an outlet that would showcase the show. Max became that outlet. So these joints was already being developed before Max and all these joints, even before the DCU. He was also working on the Superman movie for Walter Amadeus months prior to running DC Studios. And while he originally stated he was reluctant to take on the task of directing Superman and help with running the studio immediately, he was encouraged to do so by his partner and others. But they have found amazing talent to work on other upcoming projects. Let's also not forget that Peacemaker has different directors as did Creature Commandos attached to them. Lantos is not written, nor is it directed by Gunn. Same with the upcoming Supergirl or Clayface films. But hopefully this helps clear things up. It wasn't like he went in there and was like, I'm writing the first 3 projects. Be damned what anyone thinks. Slave, you killed that joint. You killed that joint, my man. Let's just enjoy this comic book stuff, because we're not in the woke era no more. We got Trump in office. We supposed to kill it with these films now. So just enjoy the shit, you know? Just enjoy it. That's all you need to do. 64 people, make sure to smash that like button. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for coming to the Fatal Dre Show. We supposed to switch topics. I think I covered all the DC news that need to be covered. I think I covered all the DCU news. We supposed to switch over to some Marvel news. Did y'all see this trailer right here? This trailer was tight. Check out this trailer right here, man. Tron. I don't know if y'all ever seen Tron, but this is tight.
Dispatch already in pursuit.
Man, this is tight. I don't care what nobody say. Tron is dope. Tron is dope.
I'm looking for something.
Now, if y'all ever
Something I
seen
do
Tron,
not
is this
understand.
Clue? Is this Clue in the red? Did Clue win? Man, just imagine you in the city and you see something like this. Bro, you'll be scared to death. You'd be so scared. What would you do? I wouldn't even try running. Just annihilate me, please. Oh, that looks so weird. That's so tight. SCGI is tight.
Ready?
Jared Leto.
Because
Let's
there's no
get it.
going back.
Let's get it. Now, this is the cool thing about Tron, okay? It's a game. It's like the Matrix. It's a game. But in the last Tron movie, Tron Legacy, an evil character in the game, Clue, he figured out a way to go to the real world. But dang, what's his name? Flynn? Kevin Flynn, his son. Or that might be his son. But it's the dude that created the Tron game. His son stopped Clue from bringing that. But it looked like Clue won. Sam Flynn. Yeah. But which one? Sam is, oh yeah, that's right. Sam the son. Okay. Kevin Flynn is the one that made Tron, the game Tron. Okay. And it looked like Kevin Flynn is going to be in this joint, which is good because at this point, Kevin Flynn is like the Yoda of Tron. Okay. You know the ins and out, whatever. And Sam and Kevin, they stopped Clue from going to the outside world, but it looked like Clue won. And Kevin and Sam lost. So I'm real interested to see Clue showing that ass in the city and wrecking everything. I want to see it. Creator was Kevin Flynn or Jeff Bridges. Yes, sir, you're exactly right. But this is what I'm running, brother man. Is this Clue? I want to ask you this, brother man. Is that Clue? Because, I mean, you know, even though Clue looked like Kevin Flynn, I know he can change his face. But I got to see that that's going to be a banger. Finally, Disney got a banger. Clue lost, but Cora, the other program, made it out. I remember she made it out because that was like Sam Flynn's girlfriend. Okay, not another character. Okay. Oh, I missed your stuff. Okay, not Clue, and he lost. Not Clue, he lost, or he was defeated. Jared Leto was Tron Ares, a new character that's AI. Ah, gotcha. Because you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. That Clue CGI was trash. Now, y'all might be wondering, what the frick is you talking about, Fader J? Well, I'll show you. I'll definitely show you. I'm going to show you how trash this was. Clue, Tron. Now, this is supposed to be Jeff Bridges when he was young, okay? Watch how trash this CGI is. You're going to start laughing hard. Here you go. Man, this is the Fader J show where we sit back and have fun and watch this stuff, man. You know, I'm not like the other YouTube channels.
Let me go.
Freaks. Where am I? Look at you, man.
All right. Now watch this. This is supposed to be Jeff Bridges when he was young. Check this out now. Brother man, you exactly right. The CGI wasn't really popular back then. I agree. Because I remember when I went to go see this in the movies, the CGI was on point. Don't get me wrong. But this face here, you could tell it was still in development. Let's check this out.
Sam, look at you, man. Look at the size of you. How did you get in here? I got your message.
Now, he acting like that's his dad. Sam haven't seen his dad in years. He know that's his dad. But that's not his dad. That's Clue.
Oh.
It even tricked me because when I first watched this movie, I thought, okay, that's the dad.
So it's just you?
Yeah.
Just you. Wow. Isn't this something?
You look the same.
Oh, a lot's happened, Sam. More than you can imagine. This.
That CGI terrible, man. That CGI is terrible. Tron is actually innovators. Tron was out way before that. I know that, man. I saw the Tron movie when I was a little boy. Okay, I'm supposed to prove it to you. Tron, 1982. Let's watch the trailer, man. I seen Tron before. Now the Tron that came out in 82, that CGI was hard too. Let's check it out, and then we're gonna move on to the Marvel topics. But that Tron, I'm telling you, I've seen it before. Let's check out the trailer.
The NCOM 511 computer, center of the most calculating intelligence on Earth. Within it, there exists an unknown civilization where man has never been. A startling new world where time and distance defy the laws of logic.
I still do not understand why you want to break into the system.
Brother man, did you notice he was in Tron Legacy too? His homeboy, he was in it too. I think he was Tron. He was Tron.
Because, man, somewhere in one of these memories is the evidence.
Kevin Flynn, computer genius, searching for answers inside the system.
Hey, it's the big master control program everybody's been talking about.
Stop. I'm warning you.
It's
I'm gonna have to put you on the game, Brett.
It's crazy seeing Jeff Bridges that young, man. And Jeff Bridges always had that, dude, what's up, man? Dude, cool, bro. He always had that vibe.
Propelled into the digital world of the computer itself.
And you gotta remember, this joint came out in 82, so this was like, people back in 82, they was like, oh, this tight, ooh. Now we look at it like, come on, man. This is like Atari.
Oh man, this isn't happening. It only thinks it's happening.
Hey, there's been a mistake. I gotta see the guy in charge.
You will.
Who's that guy?
That's Tron.
Y'all might be familiar with that face pop up on Southport too.
Trapped inside an electronic arena where love and escape do not compute. The journey begins across an electronic sea on cycles made of light.
I'm telling you, Bosco, that was top notch back in the day, bro. That was top notch. Those were the days, hockey helmets and that was top notch for back then. Now, for the people who don't know, and I got to get back to the Marvel topics, but let's check out the Tron Legacy trailer. And see, this is what I love about Disney doing this. The first thing they done did right in a long time is that they dropping Tron like every 20-something years. So what it looked like in the movie universe, the program is constantly updating. Okay, that's a tight idea. Let's check out Tron Legacy though, the sequel. Here we go. I actually went to the movies to see this. This movie, tight.
I promised you that if I ever got any information about your dad, I'd tell you first, right?
That motorcycle scene was dope. I knew I was just going for a dope movie.
Came from your dad's office at the arcade. So, the number's been disconnected for 20 years. 2 nights before he disappeared, he came to my house. He said he was about to change everything. Science, medicine, religion. You wouldn't have left that, Sam.
Fair use,
you.
Fair use.
Alan, you're acting like I'm gonna find him sitting there working.
Fair use, you two. This is literally like the beginning of the movie.
Just, hey kiddo, lost track of time.
Wouldn't that be something?
Here we go. See his dad old plans. It's supposed to get real, trust me. He in that world. Right, man. It's totally different from the 82 movie, don't it? This movie was fire, man. Oh. And I know y'all familiar with Daft Punk, the dudes that wear the masks and make the house music. You know they make the song. I think the song popped up in Iron Man 2. They did this whole soundtrack, which is perfect because they like robots anyway. Look how good this movie looked.
Sam, long time. You have no idea.
Now his dad, Kevin Flynn. Hold on, they just showed. They literally just showed. Oh, am I tripping? I could have sworn they just showed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Kevin Flynn was trapped. He was trapped in the Tron game. Okay. Tron Legacy was the bomb. Tron Legacy was the bomb. Fatal JJ Bird. The Fatal JJ Bird. Check out Tron Destiny and Uprising, although they will cancel. Okay. Disc Wars. I'm sure check it out. Super Sly 75. Super Sly. I gotta blow you up the worst way, the best way. Excuse me. Thank you so much, brother. Here you go.
It's time! Thomas is finished! We won't lose to someone who believes in nothing but himself! Ah! Impossible! This cannot be! Yeah!
Now, Sly, check this out. I'm a Snyder head. And I'm just to prove it. It's been so long since I made videos on this. But I want to prove to people that I'm a Snyder head. Now watch this. Watch this, Sly. So, and man, I got ridiculed. Zack Snyder Justice League spoiler-free review, 8.7 views. Why Zack Snyder won't break silence on Snyder Cut movie? 4 years ago, 1.3 views. Final Zack Snyder Justice League, 1.5. The Snyder Cut doubters can't ignore Snyder Cut anymore. Let's check this out. I'm gonna just show you.
Know, Zach, you're one of my favorite people in the world right now, man. But the way that you ended that V-roll for the BVS commentary, you almost gave me a heart attack, man. Hey, man, don't play like that. I felt like Fred Sanford up in this piece.
Look, I got the 2 big ones. One in my head and one in my heart.
YouTube, my return is here. You know.
Well, my mic game was trash.
Oh, my name? Yeah, let's say it together. Fatal J. And I am in the Ninja Dojo, spitting that shinobi wizardry to you. Yes, sir. And can I just say this? That the BVS fandom, Snyder Cut fandom was just so glorious.
Dang, I was drooling. But look, Sly, this is what I'm saying. We got to get this a shot because if you're a Superman fan, Sly, if you're a Superman fan, this is it for us, man. This is it for us. If this movie don't do great, it's over. Fatal J. Fatal broke a rule. Lip sync is off. No, I didn't refresh my computer. But this is what I'm saying, man. We got to make DC hot or it's over. It ain't going to be no competition. And then think about it. If DC fails, Marvel is going to give you everything you don't want forever. And it's going to be over. It's going to be over. Let's get back to Marvel. Let's talk about Marvel. Thank y'all for coming out. Make sure to smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate it. Make sure to smash that like button. Still a lot more topics I need to cover. This is one of the topics that I wanted to cover that was very interesting. That sometimes I think is stupid. This right here. It says Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom-themed birthday invite showed him with a new curly hairstyle. The same look he had just 2 days earlier. Possible first look at his take on Victor Von Doom and Avengers Doomsday. Now, when I'm looking at Robert Downey Jr., you know what I'm looking at? He's trying to look like Taika Waititi. And this is the thing about looking like Taika Waititi. You messing up in the game, bro, because Taika Waititi, he's one of those people that ruined the MCU. And look just like Taika Waititi. And if he gonna look like this in the movie, man, no. The freak is that? What is his uniform? What's up with the purple in the back? It looks sus. The mask looks sus. The hair looks sus. The cape looks sus. The uniform looks sus. Now, them two characters at the bottom, that's Doom. But how are they going to sell Robert Downey Jr. as Doom if his face is covered? So first off, either you're going to show his regular face, which is stupid, or you're going to cover his face up with a mask, or number three, his face is going to be toe up looking, but you can tell it's still Robert Downey Jr. At the end of the day, I still believe this is the dumbest mistake ever, making Robert Downey Jr. Doom. You should have got another actor. It's dope actors out there. Javier Bardem. Look him up. One of the coldest villains you ever see if you ever seen the movie No Country for Old Men. If he was Doom, I would have took the DCU keys and gave it to Marvel. I would have took the crown, gave it to Marvel. But this is just not doing it. It doesn't look good. That's what I'm saying, man. It look trash. Do not do Dr. Doom dirt. Yeah, it looks bad, man. It just look bad. What up, Kai? Kai. Beto's right because of y'all not showing up to Black Adam was the reason they got. That's what I'm trying to tell these boys. They think Fatal J just trolling. The reason why you don't have Henry Cavill back is because y'all boycotted Black Adam. Now y'all talking about boycotting this movie. You never going to get Henry Cavill back. Ever. And this is coming from a Henry Cavill Superman fan. Let's check out that scene real quick. I just want to see that. Did nobody went to support this movie? Did nobody went to support it? Let's check this scene out right here. Fair use, because I know it's Warner, but fair use. Let's check this out right here.
Kahndaq is your prison now. You step one foot outside of it, you will not live to regret
I
it.
forgot about what Viola was in this movie, Amanda Waller. And this was a good movie.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
I can call in a favor and send people who aren't from this planet.
Send them all.
As you wish.
Here you. Man, he came out of nowhere. People that support this is your last chance at having Henry Cavill back as Superman and being in Man of Steel 2. This was your last chance, and you failed. This is your last chance. And this is the thing about it. They even tried to do it differently. They tried to make Henry Cavill more a traditional Superman, and y'all said y'all didn't want to see it. If Black Adam would have hit 1 billion or would have hit 800,000, you would have had Henry Cavill back. But instead, you was online talking about boycott Walter Hamada, boycott Black Adam. You said that. And now you don't get it. So I don't want to hear nobody talking about Cavill, because you just trolling, because you just want to hate. See, this is the thing about it. You still in your mama basement and you hating. You pissed off at the world because you at your mama basement. You looking at them girls on the Hub and OnlyFans and you know you can't get them. And you pissed. You never gonna get Cavill back, ever. It's never gonna happen again because you denied this right here.
It's been a while since anyone's made the world this nervous.
This scene right here was supposed to take Black Adam to 1 billion. But I promise you, people was talking about boycotting Black Adam. I'm just to prove it. I'm just to prove it. These are the same people. These are the same people. These are the same people. I'm supposed to pull it up. I'm supposed to pull it up. I promise you I'm about to pull it up. I'm supposed to pull it up. I'm supposed to pull it up. Hold on. Let's finish this right here, though.
Black Adam. We should talk.
Look at this suit. They gave him the curl, looked just like Superman. Gave him the edge with the yellow in the back. It looked great, man. He looked like Christopher Reeves on steroids. And people denied it. So this is what I did. I went on X to see if I could find some posts about people. So if I can find a post about people talking about boycott Black Adam. Let's see if we can find it. I think we might get Cavill as a variant Superman one day. I got a theory about Cavill popping up in the DCU that you probably never realized. Let's see. Let's see if we can find some. Alternate ways to boycott Gunn's upcoming corporate Superman movie include watching other movies and shows that follow. Okay. Let's see if I can find some, because I'm pretty sure there's some out there. There's a whole other debate of what would have happened with no Black Adam boycott. My issue is, unlike other movies, Ezra Miller's career was on the line with the Flash movie, which is an actor livelihood. Shazam 2 came out after we decided to actively boycott. Every DC movie since then has bombed even worse than before. They would love to get Black Adam numbers again. Now, this is somebody with a Zack Snyder. Picture in his avatar. I'm not making this stuff up. Hardcore Snyder fans flip-flop between targets like Time Crisis. First is Judas Reeves, who stole Ben Affleck movie and undid his work. Then it's Reeves Batman is all that matters. Then it's boycott Black Adam. I told you I'm not making this up. Which somehow became WB Screwed Over the Rock. I was there when the coach said boycott Black Adam, even though they saw Henry Cavill in the movie. I was there. You mean the same movie the Snyderverse went out of their way to boycott like you did with Black Adam and The Flash and tried with Blue Beetle until your hero showed up to support it? It's all there. This is stuff from 2023. Our movie news was the main ones complaining about Superman's suit and score music. And Tyrone Madness told fans also not to boycott Black Adam 2, but the fandom be listening and talking led from the wrong person who called themselves DC Snyder fans. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not making this stuff up. Maybe that was the only problem people had with Black Adam, because many DC and Snyder fans believe Black Adam was a movie set in Justice League world. No, they didn't. Still, people boycott Black Adam anyway. So you got all these Snyder heads. They got the Superman they want in the movie, but they didn't want the movie because everything wasn't complete. It wasn't directed by Zack Snyder, and it didn't have everybody else in it. Stupid stuff. So what Warner Brothers said they was going to do, freak you all. We redoing it, we rebooting the universe as they should. It should have been rebooted. Just bring Shazam back. Variant MCU language. You write Earth 2 version of Superman. Ezra seems pretty unstable to me. One monkey clown ruined the show. It only takes one, and look how bad. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I can't make this stuff up, man. It's receipts. Let's look at more Marvel news. More Marvel news out there. We definitely gonna get to the topic of the night. We ain't even got to the topic of the night yet. Let's check this out right here. Are you guys excited for Thunderbolts? I really think this is gonna be a hidden banker. Let's check this out right here. This is the new thing. Here you go.
He's stronger than all of the Avengers rolled into one. Who will keep the American people safe?
The Thunderbolts!
Who are you?
We are them. A scrappy anti-heroes.
So it seems like the rumors are true that the Thunderbolts is going to be fighting Sentry. And that's pretty dope. And Sentry is stronger than all the Avengers combined. He's a pretty strong dude. He is the Marvel Superman. I think this movie is going to be fun. People worry about what it's going to do in the box office. And Marvel does need a win. I'm not too concerned about the box office on this one. I'm just concerned that this is a good movie. I believe it's just going to be a good, fun. Please don't tie this to the multiverse, though. Don't tie this to the multiverse. Just let this be in its own thing. I know that these characters were supposed to pop up. They're supposed to pop up in Doomsday, but don't even mention that. Just make this tight, and then you can build up Thunderbolts 2 and 3 and do whatever. This could be the new team. You know, the team that came out of nowhere, kind of like Guardians, but just make this self-contained, make it fun, make us love the characters, make the villain dope. Have a great story. That's all we ask, man. Make this a good popcorn flick. Florence is showing how I feel about this movie. Keely Chow, what up, brother? Hey, everybody. Good morning from Hong Kong. Oh, good morning from Hong Kong, brother. I'm glad you're here, man. Oh, man, we just chilling. We just having fun, looking at old movies, old trailers, you know, just wilding out, having a good time. Movie news, Marvel news. That's what we do on the Fatal J channel, the Fatal Live, you know. The Void is considered part of multiverse. Dang, here we go with that bull stuff. Adam, I'm going to get to you, but I need to check this out. I need to see what my boy Brother Man, because Brother Man got the knowledge. That's why I love having Brother Man in the chat. Let me type this into AI. Sentry. Is the void a part of the multiverse? And what is the void? When it comes to Marvel Comics. That guy can't spell. Keep it short and to the point. Let's see what it say. I assume you mean Sentry from Marvel Comics. The Void is not a separate part of the multiverse, but is an entity tied to Sentry, representing his dark, destructive side. In Marvel lore, the Void is a manifestation of Robert Reynolds' Sentry's psyche. Oh, that explains why he in the crazy man suit. I mean, like in the hospital suit. Amplified by the same serum that gave him his powers, often depicted as a cosmic level threat. What type of serum? Grok? What type of serum? In Marvel Comics, the serum that gave Robert Reynolds Sentry his powers, including the emergence of the Void, is an experimental super soldier serum. Oh, so this is Thunderbolt's gonna be tight because there's nothing but super soldiers in this joint. It's a variant of the formula used on Captain America, but vastly more potent. Ooh, allegedly 100,000 times stronger. My gosh, created by a secret government project. It's infused with mysterious energy, sometimes linked to cosmic or solar origins, granting Sentry godlike abilities and unintentionally birthing the Void. This is dark and half. Sentry gonna be tight. Dang, Sentry gonna be tight. Pause. Thank you, same here. Thank you, brother Kai. Thank you, brother. Sounds like Firestorm. Sentry dark mind conscious is the Void, which is an empty portion of multiverse that is separate or slightly part. Oh, snap. They can do a lot of things with that. I just hope they do it right. That's all I'm asking. Is there ever been an anti-serum make the recipient weaker instead of stronger? That's a good question. Let's ask. Is there an anti-serum in Marvel Comics? Let's see what Grok got to say. In Marvel Comics, there isn't a widely recognized anti-serum specifically designed to reverse the effects of super surge serum that created Sentry in the Void. However, certain storylines explore ways to suppress or counteract his powers. For example, in Sentry Fallen Son, his condition is managed through psychological means or external forces like Doctor Strange's magic, rather than literal antidote. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So Thunderbolts, it comes out in May. My birthday is in May. Birthday stream coming, best believe. I think I covered everything, but I do got one more piece of news to give you guys. Been having great on this stream, man. Been having fun. We had an hour and 14 minutes. Having a great time. This is the last topic of the night. We're going to be talking about Mr. Cooglar and what he had to say about Recast T'Challa Black Panther. You guys like Black Panther, right? Ryan Cooglar reflects on the moment when the late Chadwick Boseman waited for the right time to thank Denzel Washington for unknowingly paying his tuition to Oxford. Tap in live now on the iHeartRadio. Let's check it out, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2-minute piece, a 3-minute piece. So get you some booze. I almost said some booze. Get you some candy, popcorn, and let's take it from here. Ryan Cooglar on Chadwick Boseman. Now, the reason why I'm playing this is because Charlamagne, the radio host of The Breakfast Club, said something that people been wanting to say to Ryan Cooglar for a long time about the Black Panther franchise, about a certain main character in Black Panther. So let's check it out.
I guess I'll stay on Chadwick just a little bit because I recently saw a video where Denzel was speaking about his first time seeing Black Panther.
Yeah,
and he said it made him feel like he could pass the torch because of you, because of
it,
Mike,
it was
because of
it was
Denzel.
so much deeper than that. It was so much deeper than Denzel I ever say because he's humble. Look, man, Chadwick was at Howard University, bro, and he was maybe the fucking most brilliant actor to ever come through there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And Felicia Rashad knew it. He was there to be a filmmaker. And Felicia Rashad wanted to send him to England, where they really do it. It'd be the equivalent of a Hooper in it's Victor Wembanyama, right?
Mm-hmm.
You in Paris, bro. We finna send you to go hoop with LeBron. We finna send you to the States. You know what I'm saying? And go really 82 game season against where basketball is life. You know what I'm saying? In the
Now this is the director of Black Panther, and he got a cool California voice, man. I got a lot of cash. I know a lot of cash from Cali, and they got the same accent. You know, listen closely.
UK acting is life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it's at, right? Felicia was like, I want to get you to Oxford. I want to get you on stage in London. She's from Anderson, South Carolina. Felicia like, man, don't worry, I'm gonna find somebody to take care of you. Goes to Denzel. Denzel says, I want to take care of it for the kid, but I don't want them to know it's me. I don't want to know nothing about it.
Wow.
Let's go back. Let's go back to what he said.
Basketball is life. You know what I'm saying? In the UK, acting is life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it's at, right? Felicia was like, I want to get you to Oxford. I want to get you on stage in London. She's from Anderson, South Carolina.
Now, if
Felicia
you
like,
don't know who Felicia Rashad is, Felicia Rashad is Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show, Bill Cosby's wife on The Cosby Show.
Don't worry, I'm gonna find somebody to take care of you. Goes to Denzel. Denzel says, I want to take care of it for the kid, but I don't want them to know it's me. I don't want to know nothing about it.
Wow.
Right? Felicia said, hey, we got a donor for you. Sends him out to Oxford. He goes and shuts the shit down. Comes back Chadwick Boseman. Right? You know what I'm saying? Later on in his career, Felicia puts him to the side and said, hey, man, I was Denzel that paid for that.
Wow.
Chadwick sees Denzel in passion for years and years and years and years and years. It's the patience I'm talking about. Knew it wasn't time to tell him yet. We premiere in LA, premiere in New York. Denzel said, I can pull up. He was doing Broadway. I think he was doing the Iceman Cometh or something. I told my actors, I said, hey, Denzel coming tonight. Chad immediately pulled me to the side and said, I gotta talk to him before they go in and watch. And I said, what's going on? He whispered in my ear, bro, I gotta thank him for something. So Denzel pull up, man. Denzel don't like to be, he's not a Hollywood person, crazy enough. He wanted to come in through the back door. He don't want to do the carpet. You know what I mean? He dresses very down. And so I grabbed him. I said, man, somebody want to talk to you. Put him to the side. My wife was there. It was me, Zenzi, and Denzel and Chad in the room.
Now listen closely. We get to the point of this video. This is a very dope story. I'm not downplaying the story, but we're getting to the point of the video. Let's continue.
In a DJ theater in New York, right here in Manhattan. And Denzel pulled up. I was like, hey, man, what's going on? You know, and Chad whispered in his fucking ear and said, bro, that was me, and thanked him. Bruh. That's why it was because of that. And for me, I don't think it's gonna drop. I think I got it.
You got it. Look, I grabbed one too. I felt it. I'm not
I think so.
too. I ain't gonna front. Yeah, that's a real story.
So that's the look, man. Do you know how many actors, bro? As soon as they would have got on, they would have went on the show and said, "Yeah, man, Denzel paid for me to go to Oxford." Do you know how many articles they would have got out of that?
Yeah.
42 press run. I'm Jackie Robinson. Oh yeah, man. By the way, Denzel paid for me to. Nah.
Yeah, he could have said it.
Talking to his.
It's real. That's why it's almost.
Okay, now watch this. This is what we want to focus on. Ryan Cooglar has emotions, and I can definitely understand the emotions that when you have a relationship with somebody. I lost my dad. I lost my best friend. My dad was my best friend. Let me clarify that. So I understand the emotional ties. Let me blow this up. I understand the emotional ties. I lost my father last summer. Not to make this an emotional show because it's supposed to be a fun show. So I understand the emotional ties to somebody. And it's hard to shake when you got a strong relationship with somebody and you lose them. Only people who've lost somebody like that can understand it. But if you're on the outside looking in, you can't understand how you can't shake off the sadness and the depression. You can't shake it off. You try to talk about it. You can't quit thinking about this person. So I understand that. I do. I understand that, Cooglar. But you got to understand that Black Panther is bigger than Chadwick Boseman. Black Panther is not Chadwick Boseman. Black Panther was a character that Chadwick Boseman played. And he don't understand that. He can't shake off that emotion. Because he think Black Panther is Chadwick Boseman, and he's not. He's not. He's not. And I ain't even got to the question yet. Check it out.
Most impossible for you to even think about recasting a child.
Yeah, no.
It's
Now just look, just really focus. As soon as the words came out of his mouth, just look at the response. Charlemagne said recast T'Challa in his head. Look at the body language. He shook his head and started laughing. What's up with that? This stuff is deeper than what you got to pay attention to body language. Check this out.
Possible for you to even think about.
And that was a good question by Charlemagne. Listen closely.
It's real.
That's why it's almost impossible for you to even think about recasting a child.
Yeah, no.
And that was a good question, Charlemagne. That's why he said that's why it's impossible for you to recast T'Challa, and he's right. You got to understand, Ryan Cooglar. This is business that you're dealing with. This is money you're dealing with. And when it comes to business, it's no emotional attachments. Ryan Cooglar, you might not have realized it at the time, because when it comes to emotions, you're not thinking clearly. You're not thinking clearly. When you drop Wakanda Forever, you made money off Chadwick Boseman illness, and you made money off Chadwick Boseman death. You put Chadwick Boseman life into Wakanda Forever, and that's something you never do. That's something I've never seen before. And you know what? I got love for everybody on the planet. I do. I got love for everybody on the planet. Everybody, every race, every alien, whatever. But you took away the greatest hero we ever had, bro. Marvel, y'all damn wrong for that. I put this up on my wall with pride, man. I consider myself a Superman fan, a Batman fan, a Spider-Man fan, Spawn. But bro, this character, when I walked out the movie theaters and saw this movie, bro, I had chills going from the top of my head to my feet. And you took that from us. You took that. You could have had the coldest fan base known to man. And you put your emotions into it. You put your emotions into it, bro. And now it's ruined. It's ruined. Let's continue. I ain't mean to go on that rant, man, but still. Let's go back.
It's impossible for you to even think about recasting a child.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not. I mean, it's.
Well, with the multiverse, it makes it a little.
He can't even talk. Man, you owe the fans something, man. It's not what.
It's.
Well, with the multiverse, it makes it a little.
I mean, we talk about that next time. Yeah.
We'll talk about that next time. Bro, it's Chadwick Boseman died when? When did he die? He died in 2020. Let me pull this up, man. Chadwick Boseman died 5 years ago, bro. We can't even get a conversation. We can't even get a conversation about this from you. What is so hard about giving us the character that we want? What is so freaking hard about that? Let me read what y'all got to say, man. I got kind of in my feelings, man. That's the emotions I'm telling you about. I don't believe a tribalistic society would be the world leader in tech. I like the first Black Panther, but not the second one. I agree. Facts. If you get a fellowship, you can go offer Osprey. They waited too long to do Black Panther, and now they want to limit or do away with it. Doesn't make sense, but they always do Black comers dirty. I agree, bro. To be honest, brother, man, sometimes I think like this. And like I said, I love my white brothers, my Asian brothers. I do. I love the world, man. I only dislike people if they disrespect me. I only dislike people if they harm people and enjoy it. I'm one of them type of people. But I truly believe Black Panther was getting too hot, and they didn't want that character to be bigger than other characters. They wasn't expecting Black Panther to be big like they thought he was going to be. They just didn't believe it was going to do those numbers. They didn't believe the culture was going to show up. And it just saddens me, man, that we can't even get a conversation about this character. They act like it's forbidden to speak about T'Challa. Namor, I'm glad you gone, bro. I'm glad you gone. You got thousands, if not millions, of T'Challa fans out there connected to the Fantastic Four franchise, and we don't get nothing from you. 5 years later, Denzel also contributes to Boys Club. Yeah, I remember when I was real little, Denzel Washington used to have those Boys and Girls Club commercials. Shout out to Denzel, man. He's always giving back. And I think it's pretty dope that he want to be in this Black Panther 3 film. But, man, I don't know if I want to support this stuff, man. You know, just the thing about it, it's sad. I will watch other Marvel movies, but I just don't have the heart in me to watch Black Panther 3 if Shuri is still the Black Panther. And nothing against that actress, Lolita Wright, or whatever her name is. Nothing against her, nothing against that cast. But when I seen that she was in Doomsday and they still didn't recast, man, I'm just really disappointed. Denzel is one of the most down to earth. I agree. Can Ryan Cooglar do Blade? I don't want to see Ryan Cooglar touch another Black comic book movie character. If he do any other Marvel movies with white characters or Asian characters or whatever, I'm cool with that. Just don't touch no Black characters because you just too much of a coward to even listen to the people that supported your film. Ryan Cooglar thought, I know they thought this. If we put the printer in there and we speak about the illness that he had, we're going to make $1 billion. It didn't work out like that. People could feel that the vibe was different. They felt something was missing. Not just Chadwick, but they just felt it was different. It felt different. It was a funeral movie. Just like everyone thought Christopher Reeves was Superman and couldn't shake it. Yeah, man, that Superman S. I got the Superman S right there if y'all can't see. It's Superman, Darkseid, all them characters. That S is not meant for one man. It's not meant for one man. It represents one man, but it's for everybody. They ain't talking about waist swaps either. Seems like Cooglar wanted T'Challa to have the George Floyd treatment. Pretty much. This is why you don't have so many interchangeable characters. The emotion becomes too deep, so they keep swapping to avoid that emotion, and it's killing the market. I agree. The only good thing about Wakanda Forever is Mexican Iron Man's ring. Shout out to Mexican Iron Man. That's my boy. I ain't talked to him in a long time. I need to, because Mexican Iron Man, he keep it real, man. Won't be a next time. Hello? He died at the floor. Dang, that's real though. The more time, the waste, not recasting, the more fans will move from BP. A lot of Marvel fans are growing out of superhero movies, which means less money, less heroes for people to look up to. And you know, a lot of people say, yeah, Lolita, right? A lot of people say this, Kai. A lot of people say this. Superhero fatigue. They just need to come out with more dope films. It's not that, man. It's the same thing that's going on with Star Wars. You have went so long not giving us what we want that people are just dropping. You got to remember, we live in a society where we live in a TikTok, YouTube short society. If you are not consistent, if you're not giving people what they want, they'll just tune out and go and find the next thing to entertain them because they need that next high. We're not getting that high from Star Wars no more. We're not getting high from DC no more, and we're not getting a high from Marvel no more. It's trash, trash, trash. Epic movie, trash, 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 trash. Epic movie, trash, trash, trash. The epic movie is to bring you back, but it's not working. Ryan is a good filmmaker, but superhero movies just isn't his thing. I agree with that. Great filmmaker, and I think he's stronger when he's not messing with adaptations of something. He's a genius when it comes to original films. Like, I'm pretty sure Sinners is going to be dope. I'm going to watch that. But this Black Panther stuff, if they don't have T'Challa in Black Panther 3, I'm through. Done. My apology, but my feelings on Ryan Cooglar has changed, and he is disappointing. Wait, so I probably won't support him anymore. Brother, man, I definitely feel you on that, brother. I definitely feel everything you're saying. That was the last piece of news that I had for the night. I had fun rocking with you guys, man. And like I said, sorry for that last rant, but sometimes I get into my feels, man, because it's just crazy to me how Marvel threw away one of the coldest franchises they could have ever had. And I can even forgive you for Wakanda Forever. I really can, because y'all didn't know what to do. I get that. But we still on this train to where you don't want to use T'Challa anymore. I mean, y'all don't even put him in the cartoons and the games and the comics no more. And if you do put him in the comics, you making him so mid and trash that it ain't even worth reading. So it is what it is, man. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. And I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
That's my boy. Oh.